So I didn't take a lot of pictures, but I captured a lot of memories in my mind. And I can pull those out of my memory bank occasionally when I need them. Welcome back to another episode of Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. I'm your host, Lori McAfee. And I know today you're going to want to buckle up for this one because we're going to capture the essence of life in the fast lane. We all know the feeling of our calendars are overflowing, our to-do list seems like it is endless, and every day it feels like we're sprinting to the finish line. These times we get so caught up in whirlwinds of looking back and wondering, did we even know where time went? Do I even remember going through that red light? Do I remember how I got home? Did I remember what I was supposed to be doing? All those things happen so fast. And we're wondering where in the world our time went because our mind is so busy. We are so busy. And so today we're going to explore how to navigate the busyness of any season without letting the beautiful small moments of life just pass us by. So like I said, buckle up because you're going to want to enjoy this one. So, one of the things that I have recognized is the rush, like the rush of my heart, the rush of my body movements, the rush of my foot on the pedal trying to get to the next place so fast. And in today's society, it's called being busy is a status symbol. And I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but it's almost like it's a badge of honor that we wear around. Oh, I'm so busy. And we want people to know how busy we are. And like I said, I think sometimes that's actually a status symbol. And it seems like since COVID, everything is sped up anyway. But it's essential that we ask ourselves if we're busy for a purpose, or are we busy just for the sake of being busy, or busy for the sake of not dealing? And that's a lot of times what happens. And so what happens? How do you know this? How do you know that you're missing the rush and you're not able to recognize the rush? Well, you're constantly drained. You can't even remember the last time that you laughed. You don't even remember the last time you had a conversation with someone that really you love. I know I have a friend and we reconnected a couple years ago, and we've tried to keep in touch, but again, life just gets in the way and we get so busy that we don't even take the time to text each other. And we definitely don't take the time to really visit with one another. And, I really need to slow down enough and recognize the fact that I need to be more intentional about spending time with those that I really care a lot about. And so, how do we do that? How do we slow down enough from the rush to be able to enjoy these moments? Well, it really doesn't take having to sit down and meditate on this. It is not just about slowing down and meditating, but it's even about slowing down and tasting your food, or slowing down enough to deeply listen to someone who's sitting beside you or across the table from you, and someone who really needs to listen to them and for them to talk to you. Slow down enough for that. Just take that time. Something else that I've tried to implement is a 2-minute rule. If it takes 2 minutes or less, do it now. Don't wait, because you're going to feel that these tasks are piling up on you. And that becomes so overwhelming whenever we have all these things that we're supposed to do that we could have done in probably a minute, two, like I said, at the most, including your dishes. If it takes you 10 minutes to do your dishes, just go ahead when you get up from the table and do them then. I promise it really makes you feel better whenever you walk in the kitchen and your sink's clean. So in just those tasks that to keep from piling everything up and trying to catch up and trying to rush things in, just slow down, apply the 2-minute rule, and get those things done. schedule time in your day to be able to enjoy life. Schedule time to exercise, schedule time to make sure that you have healthy meals, schedule time to enjoy speaking to someone that lives in your household with you, and schedule time to read God's Word. Don't leave that out. I promise your day will be so much better. And then learn to celebrate. Learn to celebrate your small wins in the moment. And at the end of the day, write down 3 things that day you're thankful for, because you're going to realize that you have so much to be thankful for. You could keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And even these moments when we feel like we're so rushed and so busy, just take the time to recognize 3 things that day that you can be thankful for and capture those memories. Make sure you write those memories down from that day. Take a picture of it. Even do a voice memo. I know yesterday we had my youngest daughter's baby shower here, and there were people everywhere. When I was looking back through some of the pictures, there are so many pictures that I wanted that I didn't get. And that's a moment you can't ever relive. So slow down enough to make sure that you get those pictures that are important to you. Same thing with Saturday. I had my granddaughter's birthday parties. 2 of them were here. And so there were a lot of people, and I didn't take a lot of pictures on either occasion, to be honest with you. But what I did do is something that I used to not used to. I was rushing around cleaning everything up, or I was making sure that extra things were done. I was worried about how the house looked and how outside looked and all the things to look good. But this time I chose to enjoy the moment. I chose to truly enjoy the people that were there. And I chose to enjoy the actual reason that we were having the people to the house, the parties, and the shower. So I didn't take a lot of pictures, but I captured a lot of memories in my mind. And I can pull those out of my memory bank occasionally when I need them. And, these are times together that we have with our loved ones, and we need to celebrate those moments. And that brings us a whole lot of joy whenever we're able to celebrate those moments that we've had with our loved ones. And something else that I think is so important is setting boundaries to protect your time. And I talk a lot about knowing your best yes. So recognizing that saying no means yes to something else, and saying yes to something else that's possibly even more meaningful. You can say no to things that are really good, but that means it's something better, something that's more meaningful, someone that has more purpose to it, you're saying yes to. A digital detox. That is so hard in today's society to do it, to have a digital detox from anything. One thing my husband and I used to do, and we started this when our girls were younger, is I heard on Focus on the Family one time in August, it was no screens, so no TVs. This was before cell phones actually were overly crazy popular. And so what my husband and I did is there was no TV, and there was in the afternoons only computers for homework, and you could only use your cell phone for a certain amount of time. And so we always tried to implement that in August. It was just no TV for that month. And it was amazing at the things that we were able to get done. So I challenge you to use this as no TV. You can do any month that you want to. That way you can be more present. You can get more things done if you don't sit down in front of the TV. And I know that sometimes for us, some of us, it's only a few minutes, but it takes up so much time, more than we really realize it, because we'll get caught walking by something, or we'll sit down to do something at the computer, when if we just have a cutoff time, or we just don't have it on, then we're able to be fully present in those moments. And I would challenge you to definitely do this in this season that we're all in, because even though I don't have children in school, I have grandkids in school, but I feel like I'm back on the school schedule because traffic and things like that. So I would challenge you this season that we're in right now, going into the fall, is to ensure that your commitments, that they align with your values and your priorities. If you don't know what your values are, it's definitely time that you make sure that you know what your values are, that you name them, and that you align your life with them. And if you need help doing that, I'll be happy to help you do that. And so that's just so important, is to make sure that we reevaluate our commitments to align with our values and our priorities. And I would challenge you to do that every quarter, definitely, so that you are able to just make sure that everything is in full alignment and that one season isn't thrown off because a commitment doesn't align with who you are. And so I wouldn't be doing anyone justice if I didn't weave a little bit of wisdom in here from Jesus. And so I'm going to read something from the Gospel of Matthew, where he reminds us that, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble on its own. And that's Matthew 6:34. And the thing I love about this verse is that we're actually invited to live in the present, that we don't have to be so consumed with the future that we miss our blessings now. And so as we wrap up today's episode, I would like for you to remember that life is not about how fast we run or how high we climb, but how well we bounce. It's the little detours, the unexpected laughter, and those shared moments that make life genuinely memorable. And we can't always completely escape busyness. I get that. As much as I would like to, we can't escape it. And different seasons of our life bring different types of busyness. And I also get that. But when we're out of rhythm and our life feels like it's thrown off a little bit, find a way to get your life back into rhythm, back into that harmony, so that things are flowing a lot better for you. And we can be intentional about that. And that's what this episode is about, is getting intentional about finding that rhythm and making sure that you do not miss the essence of life along the way. So I want to thank you for sharing your time with me on Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. And until next episode, remember, pause, cherish, and truly live every moment.